Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 American Premium Destroyer, Sims. She has 13,800 health, a top speed of 38.5 knots, 4 127mm guns, 8 torpedoes, a surface detect of 6.6 kilometers, and 34 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduced the chance of flood and fire, improved acceleration. For my commander, priority target, adrenaline rush, last stand, faster torpedo rearm, basic firing training, demolition expert, and concealment. We are on the map Warrior's Path, and it has been a while since I played in The Sims and shared it on YouTube. I think it's been over 6 months. Yeah. Sometimes you play a game and it just colors your opinion of the ship for a really, really long time, and that's not fair to the ship. Obviously. Any number of things could have happened. It could have been that I'm bottom tier, just like I am right now. Or it could just be you got found out by a really, really bad guy. So, the enemy destroyer is forced to use his smoke, and you are not the destroyer I was just going after. I was a little surprised by this German destroyer showing up. So I decided to pop my smoke. It seemed like a good idea at the time to save myself some sanity, and the enemy is forced to try and run away. But the German destroyer is seen from the moon. He's going to have a really tough time avoiding contact. He's still going to be visible, even though I'm using my smoke. We've got friendlies around me, and I'm going to be able to get some free damage with the high rate of fire of the Sims. Now, damage per shot, it leaves something to be desired, but each and every shell on the target gives me, I think, 8% chance to light the target on fire with my gearing build. Why did I decide to go this specific build? Well, I really like the gearing, and I feel like the gearing is a hybrid, so I played it as such. I did not care about radio location, inertia fuse high explosive, fire prevention, obviously wouldn't take it, advanced firing training. I wanted to focus on its DPS output, and we basically picked up every skill for that. Faster torpedo rearm, faster main battery reload, and demolition expert. As far as my final skill, I'll probably get preventative maintenance. It feels good, it goes well with the destroyer. Priority target and preventative maintenance are good together. I've pretty much got every skill I want. I feel like they work really well. So we sent torpedoes at the Bismarck, the slowest torpedoes that you could possibly send. That is one of the issues with a lot of the mid-tier American destroyers. Their torpedoes are just 50 knots, 52. So the Bismarck has to have committed for a very long time on this flank, and we hit 3 torpedoes. But we don't cause a single flood. Why not a flood in this scenario? He's got 3 fires on his ship. 3. The flood would have stuck and it would have done more dot damage. But it doesn't, and that's alright. I just want to avoid his secondaries as he slowly dies. Because if there's one thing I like in this game, it's watching German battleships slowly die. How does it feel, Mr. Bismarck? All those games where you had your broken hydroacoustic, and yeah, we killed him. That broken hydroacoustic where you could just push into the smoke and see us a mile away, huh? How does it feel? Yeah, it doesn't feel very good. So the enemy battleship, he has perished just too aggressive. The enemy is scouting us, though, as we're repositioning to somewhere in between A and B. Friendly Indianapolis is in trouble. The enemy, Kiev, is pushing forward, and he did catch sight of me, but I think I can take him. I have the island in between myself and most of his opponents, well, most of his teammates, and yes, go for it. It's a 1 versus 1. You gotta believe in yourself, and oh, ambush torpedoes. That was not his. That must have been the German. Look at who showed up again. It's almost like they're working together. We take out the enemy Soviet destroyer. Clearly he's going to send torpedoes. I just make a break for the opening. And now that we're safely past the torpedoes, I can transition to the German, who pulled a Notser conveniently. he's doing pretty good damage to us, so I'm going to pop my smoke. I don't want to die to this guy, but we're also denying vision to him as he's denying vision to us as well, because he's popped his smoke. So, 2 ships in the night, and oh my god! Where's the radar? Who's doing the radar? Oh, it's probably the Missouri. It's the Missouri Notser. Yeah, it can do that, right? That's like the most broken thing I've ever seen in the game. A battleship having a radar? Who'd have thought that was good? So, as we're retreating, we can't hide, obviously. I'm going to try and set him on fire a little bit. A little payback, mister. And use the islands to our advantage. Hopefully we drop off. Look at how many people want to kill me. Anywhere from 2 to 6 at that flank. But we have the island. It's cutting the enemy's ability to engage me. Outside of the German, of course. I do have a disadvantage in health. But I have an advantage in being Notser. That's not really an advantage. Oh, he sent more torpedoes. Oh, that's what you think, huh? That's what you think. I think it's an advantage, and I'm just going to try and keep the islands in between myself and the enemy. And I felt like they were going to try and exit out of the southern side of that island to continue the pursuit. So I'm going to turn back, keeping the island in between my ship and the Fiji, the Missouri, and whatever the other battleship is. I think it's a Nagato. The enemy German, for whatever reason, he stopped. Maybe he felt like, I can beat this guy. He's going to come in. What? Okay. He backed up. We still have most of the enemy behind an island, and I don't want to run into the island. Still got to manipulate the line of sight game. There is an Iowa, but he's very far away. Good luck hitting that shot. I mean, really, good luck. I'll give you some gold, doubloons, a giveaway if you can hit that shot. But we make it safely behind the island. Deny line of sight. That enemy Fiji. The enemy Fiji, he's harassing me. Look at this. Look at this. He's trying to get behind that island, and I'm trying to race to the other side of this island, passing this little tiny community, this little tiny island community. Hey, guys. Nothing to see here. We're just in mortal combat, and... Oh, no! You hit an island. You point blank ran into the island, Notser. I was afraid. The Fiji looked like it wanted to get me. Didn't the Fiji? He did 3 or 4 moves that were just shadowing me the entire time. You would have been just as afraid. Hey guys, sorry, didn't mean to. It's just one of my weaknesses as a player in this game. But as we're rotating around the island, it's going to be in line of sight blocking position. Why not take a couple shots at the Fiji? Maybe we get lucky and cause a fire. You never know. So, the team's doing okay. We've got control of B, we've got control of C. The enemy did push on A, and whenever you're in a position where you've chosen the strong side of the enemy, you've got to do everything you can just to survive. Nothing else matters. Survival is the key. So, ducking and diving, dodging and weaving, using your cooldowns to your advantage is the best thing you could possibly do. A couple enemy battleships are moving to the center of the map. How convenient. I am ready to shoot you as you move to the center. And I'm going to, again, manipulate the island to my advantage. I'm also using Adrenaline Rush, so the rate of fire is better than the normal 3 seconds. It's about 2.4, which is significant. Now, some people might go, it's 0.6, it's nothing. It all adds up. When your rate of fire is that quick, you really feel it. You really feel like, oh man, I'm getting maybe 2 or 3 more salvos off in a 10, 20, 30, 40 second window. That can mean more fires on the target, more DPS overall, easier to get the one last shot on the target before they do damage to you. So, conveniently, the enemy has aircraft. However, the island is still blocking line of sight for all of the enemies on this flank. So I'm not as... What did you think you were doing there? Hey, mister, that is not appropriate damage. What did I ever do to you other than try and kill you? That was very rude, Nagato. Obviously, I spoke a little bit too soon. If I wouldn't have backed up, I probably would have died there. And it's okay. It's okay. We've got the enemy Missouri. The enemy Missouri does not have the ability to have aircraft, thankfully. But he does have radar. And he's willing to use it, so I'm trying to hide next to the island. Don't hurt me! His secondaries are going off. Trying to get as close as possible. As close as possible. We might pull a tactical, yes. So I was like, okay, do I wait here? No, I don't wait here. There's a little bit of a more, a safer location right on the edge of this island. So I'm going to dive into it in hopes that it will give me just enough time to avoid the full radar duration. And it does, it does. We are now completely safe because we have our last smoke charge. Oh, thank you. Now he has to get within, I think, 2 kilometers of my ship in order to spot me. So I'm going to send one set, only one set, and I'm going to wait. Because obviously he's going to avoid this set. They always do. I don't even understand. And I'm very tense here. I'm going, we gotta kill him. We can't let him see us. If he sees us, he's gonna fire. Just look at his guns. He has hate in his eyes. So I'm like, kill him. Back up, back up. Oh. Oh, our torpedoes don't hit him. But friendlies do finish him off. And, okay, well, that wasn't close at all. We did just about as much as we could to survive there. And the teammate, I appreciate it. Whoever got that kill, thank you. Thank you. Thank you a lot. And we're just going to continue back to what we were doing. Use the island to block line of sight. The strength of the American ships in general is that they have a large arc. So they can manipulate islands better than anyone else. And the enemy Fiji is in the area. And he's right on that edge again. They just love that edge where he could potentially see me when the smoke is gone. I would like to kill him. With fire, friendlies kill him too. Just kill him. And conveniently, he's headed in the opposite direction in a straight line. So we're lucky. We get a fire on him, and I know the arc is terrible. We get another fire on him. Cool. Is the fire actually going to stick? No, of course not. But it's a cruiser. It's probably only going to be 5 seconds, maybe, of immunity. So we'll be right back there. As long as he stays within our gun range, and he's getting fairly close to not. Although I think he's attempting to capture the base. Well, sorry, Fiji. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to capture that base. You're not going to ever capture that base while I'm here. You need to move quickly around the base. You can't remain stationary. And he gets the idea. He's going, okay, this Sims is just a jerk. We can't capture it, guys. We have to focus on killing. Focus on killing the Colorado. Well, I'm going to focus on assisting my Colorado as best as I can without dying. And we could potentially start moving away from the island because, if you notice, every single enemy ship is outside of the weapon bloom. So I can stealth fire at these guys while they're doing all their work. Now, good luck hitting that shot in an American. It's probably one of the worst examples of time to target in the game. But if we just throw enough out there, surely there's going to be something that hits. And we're basically at maximum effectiveness of our adrenaline rush at this point. 19.8, 19.9. It's as good as it gets. These guns are down to 2.4, 2.3-ish. And the team is doing just enough to hang on. I could continue on this flank, but I want to make sure that the team is going to win the game. So I'm just going to go to A point. And this was a little bit too stressful to me, honestly. I'm a tier 7 in a tier 9 match. The Missouri absolutely is better than me. But I believe I manipulated the map to my advantage far better than a lot of the enemy. In fact, there are multiple times where the enemy was intent on killing just me. The Lieberleicht Maas, the Fiji, the Missouri, they all seem to want to kill me, right? Even the Nagato with that one shot, and we were very, very lucky that I recognized that, oh yeah, his guns are pointed our way. so I backed up just in the nick of time. But I don't think enough people are trying to manipulate the islands to their advantage. They're too busy trying to maintain bow-on armor or something like that, when, in actuality, they probably should try a little bit more manipulating islands. And I think the American cruisers and the American destroyers are great examples of lines that get it. Even the Soviets, with their laser-like velocity and the really low arc, can still make use of islands. You just need to be more aware of where the islands are in relation to your opponents. And if anything else from most of these games, it basically turns you into a really, really powerful player if you can manipulate your islands. Not everyone is willing to do that. I have not really seen, in most of my games, I just see players out in the open, using smoke. Oh, radar countered that. Send torpedoes at them, and it's done. Radar can't counter islands. Neither can torpedoes. So it worked out for me here. And I really enjoyed The Sims. I think The Sims is fun. I think it's really fun. So I'm going to try and at least have a video out for all of the tier 7s, roughly, or a good chunk of them that you could potentially pull for ranked play, and give my opinion with the commander skills. And hopefully this commander skill was an interesting setup. Immediately looking at the game, I should have used the Gamescom camo because I would have gotten way more credit for it. We did get 2 kills. We earned 2,920 base XP. We're bottom tier, baby, and we carried our team to victory. Who cares what tier you are? As long as you can manipulate the game to your advantage, you can succeed no matter what. But you also have to be able to hit shots at range, send torpedoes in the right way, be conservative with your smoke, use the islands to your advantage. Obviously, skill trumps the tier at that point. Our main battery, 59,000 damage. Torpedoes, 17,000. Fires, 30,000. 1.1 million was fired at us, and I bet you way more wanted to kill us. Either way, The Sims was really fun. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.